When we displease God, we please and serve the devil, and we are counted with the unrighteous. Do you want to be counted with the unrighteous today? I certainly don't, and I hope you don't either. What spiritual woman can believe that God is happy with her exposing her private body parts in public? You know some of professed Christians who do that? They'll show everything they can show and think that they're Christians. I remember being on the beach in Daytona Beach, walking down the beach one day, and I saw this woman walking and everything was hanging. You could see she left nothing to the imagination. And her husband was walking next to her with his chest stuck out. Like he was so proud that his woman was so fine that the other men could look and lust after her. Don't you know something's wrong with that picture? What self-respecting Christian woman can dress like that and then not bother them? I can't see that. But yet, it's in the churches. Women come to churches dressed like they're going to a party. You may have seen some in your church too. Next time you see something in your church like that, I want you to remember what you just heard about that. That God is not pleased with that. He can't possibly be pleased with that. Can she really believe that God is pleased with her putting on clothing so tight that it shows every bump and curve? Who is this God she serves? Is it fair to the poor struggling brother who encounters this type of woman even in church? The deacons have to, I've sat in pulpits and had to sit there like this to keep from seeing something that I wasn't supposed to see. Women sitting in the front row. That's not fair to me. What about the other brethren who really struggle with this? Now, I don't personally have a struggle with this, but I know people who can struggle with it. There are people who struggle with this type of thing, and the women are not making it easy for them. In church, the last place you expect to find it. They come to church dressed like a harlot. Man. Can she be a stumbling block to him? Now, I'm asking you this. When God judges this man, will he judge the woman also? Will he charge the woman also? See, it's not just the man's fault. People tend to want to just put it on the man. It's your fault for looking. No, it's your fault for exposing. And when God judges the man for looking, not just for looking, for lusting, then he's going to judge the object of the lust. The woman who presented herself in such a way that made him lust. If this shoe fits your foot, do you want to be responsible for providing the tool for lust? Is the question. This is some serious stuff. You need to view some other things that I have on YouTube. Just go to YouTube. Go to YouTube itself, the website, and type in Gary C. Michael. That's GaryCmichael 1950. Just type that into the search engine in YouTube itself. All fused together into one word, and then my list will come up with different ones. And just look at some of the topics, and I want you to view some of that and pray about it first. Now the question is, do you even care? See, I'm going to tell you something. There's some people who honestly, sincerely do not care. They don't care. It's your problem, not mine. I do what I want to do. I dress like I want to dress. I go where I want to go. I say what I want to say. I eat what I want to eat. I do what I want to do. And it's your problem if you got a problem with it. They really believe that. It is a shame when men parade their women around like this and cause other men to lust. Yes, God is concerned about how we dress in public. What are some other worldly things? The world enjoys stupid, foolish comedies that do not lead a soul to Christ, rather away from Christ. You know, there's enough stuff on TV to keep you occupied, to keep you distracted completely. There's enough foolishness on TV to keep you laughing and rolling and laughing in such a manner that God is not pleased, something that Christ would never sit and watch with you. So if you got a question as to what you should watch, what type of movie or TV show, what type of show you should watch even on video, I want you to imagine Christ being there with you, watching it. Would he be happy with it? Or would he have a problem with it? If he's got a problem with it, you should have a problem with it. Don't you think? My. So many are entertained by themes that are not true. Fantasy is against reality. Many cartoons have impossible scenes. A man cannot get his head blown off and be back whole again the next moment. You ever seen the Road Runner and the Wile E. Coyote? How he can fall, a road runner can do something fancy, and the the coyote can fall off the top of a mountain and go all the way down to the bottom. You watch him fall down, he goes splat on the bottom. Next moment, he's out chasing the road runner again. We think that's cute. We laugh. Do you know that is foolishness? A child should never, ever be taught that it is cool to shoot another human being. Yet, Christmas time, how many children have toy guns? And I tell you something, a little boy would take a gun and point at you and say, I'll shoot you, I'll shoot you, I'll shoot you. And do you know he would squeeze that trigger and laugh?
And we laugh too.
And we laugh along with it. When the cap goes off, pow, he laughs and say, I just shot you, ha ha ha. We say, oh, ain't he so cute? He's pretending to be a cowboy. And we think there's nothing wrong with that. We think that's decent entertainment, don't we? You think God is smiling at that? You know you're training a young criminal? You're training him that it's okay to shoot another human being. You're placing that in his subconscious mind. He may not grow up to be a murderer. He may not grow up to even shoot anybody. But you are still placing the possibility in his head. Robin Hood should have never been elevated to hero status. He was a thief, plain and simple.
Yeah, he was.
So was Jesse James and Bonnie and Clyde. Yet we're entertained by Jesse James, the train robber, and bank robber too for that matter. But the train robber, he was known for that, and we pretend to be Jesse James. And Bonnie and Clyde even made a movie out of Bonnie and Clyde, how they went and robbed banks, and we thought that was so cute and so slick the way they did it, and we're entertained by that. Something is wrong with that picture. That's feeding your mind with the wrong type of material, friends. The devil teaches that when a person is sweet and kind, they can be a commandment breaker and still be in the favor of God because they're sweet and kind. Are you listening to me? Do you understand where I'm coming from there? The devil has projected the image that if you're sweet and kind, you can be a commandment breaker. But because you're sweet and kind, you give a person a shirt off of your back. You're a Mother Teresa type that you can't be wicked. People tend to not realize what wickedness is. Friends, wickedness is disobedience to God. Wickedness is commandment breaking. I don't care how many pieces of clothing you give away. I don't care how many pots of food you fix for somebody. I don't care what you're willing to do to help somebody. If you're a commandment breaker, willfully being a commandment breaker, then you are wicked. Plain and simple. If you love me, keep my commandments. Go and revisit Exodus chapter 20, verses 3 through 17, and look at the 10 commandments again, and determine if you're a commandment breaker or a commandment keeper. Ask the Lord for strength to obey his commandments, because we can't do it in our own power. We need the power of the Holy Spirit to be able to keep his commandments. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. One should never be entertained by a bedroom scene. This belongs in the bedroom, friends. If you feel that Christ could be happy with your entertainment, then keep it. Then keep it. You know how much sexual situations are going on TV now? Every time you look around, somebody's talking about sex or they're kissing. You know what they'll do to young, especially teenagers, who's got their hormones all messed up anyway? They'll make them want to run and do it, don't want it. The themes that you see that's on TV, just stop and think about some of the themes. As you watch, if you're a TV watcher, as you watch the TV, think about the theme that you're watching and what Christ must think about it. Look at some of the commercials. Some of the commercials are just as bad or worse than some of the shows themselves. Look at the spiritualism in the commercials. Vacuum cleaners can't talk. Butter cannot talk. Butter cannot say butter or parquet. I'm telling you. That's foolishness. That is not of God. Spiritualism is what it is.